All right. How's it going, everyone? We're finally here for the LCCC. I got the amounts of C's right there. Battle of the Subs. And my name is Earl Meister. I will be your caster and host for tonight, joined by my ultra megatonic, beautiful co-host and co-caster, Y Breezy. How's it going, Y Breezy?
I cannot be more excited to be doing this with you, my friend. I cannot wait. The matchup looks exciting. I'm so ready to do this.
This is gonna be a spicy one. Honestly, I know this is called Battle of the Subs, but these players are ultra megatonic, and they probably deserve a spot better than I did with the 8v8. Jokes aside, though, let's go ahead and check out who are facing for tonight. All right. So for tonight, we got Edmund Chu and Alphos. Edmund representing NA, of course. And for EU, we have Alphos. Is there anything you want to say about these players for tonight, Y Breezy?
I mean, these competition is going to be high. Ed, a winner of a DLC, is bringing some spice. Alphos just consistently good at this game, consistently topping, seeing day twos, incredible competition ahead of both of these challengers. I cannot wait, and both of them incredibly handsome.
Yep. I totally agree with that. Both of these two people I talked to online and in real life as well. Alphos is an amazing person in real life. I got to hang out with him plenty of times before, and a really good player as well. And Edmund Chu, I got to interview him in my podcast. If you guys haven't checked that out, make sure that you do. It's a lot of fun talking to him. Very interesting fellow, and I got to pick his brain. Now, I'm not gonna hold us back anymore. Let's go ahead and see what type of players they are and their accomplishments before we look at their decks. We're gonna start with Ed here. All right, we got Edmund Chu here, winner of DLC Fort Worth, top 32 DLC Chicago, 8 times winner for set championship, and 2 times top 8 for a 5K tournament. Can it get better than that?
It cannot. I mean, winning DLC is what people dream about, and the fact that he did it, he just has this winning aura when you walk past him as well. He just has this energy that, like, he has the main character energy that you see in anime. He just walks around, just feel like, wow, aura right there, and he's gonna bring the action tonight.
I totally agree with that. Honestly, it doesn't matter anymore. Once you win a DLC, everything else is kind of just like an extra sugar on top, right? And if you guys didn't know, if you win a DLC, you are guaranteed a spot in Worlds in Disneyland, Florida. And that is so exciting that you don't have to really perform anymore on Continentals. But I'm pretty sure Ed is going to try to win Continentals as well.
Absolutely. That's like the grind mindset of these high-level competition, high-level competitors where they just want to play, they want to compete as much as possible against the best of the best, which is why you're definitely going to see these players compete in those events on the Continentals. And it's just the way those competition mindset comes from. That's where the elite is separated from the good.
Exactly. Now, let's go ahead and move over to Alphos. Let's see what type of accomplishments that he had in Disney Lorcana this year. All right, with Alphos, we have top 32 DLC Birmingham, top 64 DLC Bochum, top 128 in both DLC Lille and DLC Seattle. That's a lot. That is a lot. I'm just gonna say right now that it's really hard to even get a let it go. There's so many things that can happen, right? It doesn't matter how good you are as a player. Things need to align your way. The stars need to align in order to be able to actually perform and have a good score.
Absolutely. I mean, the consistency is what we're seeing here. That those consistent tops and going continental, going across from EU to going to Seattle is also a big step. But yeah, being able to just consistently being on the top end of the tournaments shows how good you are. Because to get to day two, to get to those finals, you need that a little bit ladylike. But he prevails. He consistently gets to those top end levels. That's because of the high end, high skill that he shows on every event he attends to.
I totally agree. And honestly, I won't be surprised if Alphos become one of the top contenders for Continentals next year, or even makes it to Worlds. Now, we're going to go ahead and check out their decks. We're going to start here with Alphos. All right, so Alphos here is running green, yellow, or amber emerald discard. We've seen this with Kawa before. I've seen him play this. I actually faced against him in not DLC set champs for influencers in London, and he's a really good player. It was a really tough match. I think I got lucky on my win against him because he was also sick at the time. What do you think about this list?
The list is pretty consistent on what we saw the winner of DLC Toronto did. Kind of kept the same package, got rid of some of the Lucifers, some of the cards that just wasn't necessary, added some the ratio changes, and added a new spice that I'm a huge fan personally, with the art specifically and just the card itself being able to generate a card draw for Emerald, which is that Heffalumps and Woozles. It's just a card that has a lot of potential, and as we know, Emerald doesn't have a lot of free draw with cards, so having that option at a two cost is definitely going to be effective if he sees it. And other than that, if we just see that basic package that we've been so used to in Amber Emerald that we haven't seen in set 6, so I'm really looking forward to see what he can do with this deck. And like you said, he's very familiar with what the capabilities of this color scheme is going to look like.
Yeah, he's been playing this for a while now. I do agree with the Heffalumps and Woozles. Unfortunately, that's the only set 6 card that got added here. There's not really a lot of choice with this. The space is pretty tight because the deck already performs pretty well of its previous version from set 5, but we also see here that he added Mother Knows Best, something that we don't usually see in this deck. But yeah, I'm super excited to see how this performs.
Your audio is muted on stream, Earl.
Sorry?
Your audio is muted on stream.
My audio is muted on stream?
That is what Meyer said, yeah.
Yeah, because the stream is still starting. There should not be any audio because they are behind.
Just double checking.
Yep. Everything is good. Yeah.
And then it cut back to the streams.
But like you said, going back to the deck list here, I'm just a huge fan overall. Being able to just discard hands, especially in the matchup that we're going to discuss in just a few seconds here, getting rid of the hand as soon as possible, as early as possible, is going to be a huge component of how he can prevail early on and take over the game early. Because if not, Ed might just start eating very fast.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and check out Ed's deck over here. All right, now with Ed, we usually see Ed with Ruby Amethyst, but this time we have a very spicy red sapphire. I'm out of words right now. I'm sorry. Red sapphire over here with 4 Vitalis Spheres, and we also don't see any quills. It's the reign of Quill over.
Quill is over. It might just be too slow, and we don't see one card that has terrorized so many opponents. We don't see that Lucky Dime anymore either. It's 11 items, all 1 drop. No big bodies to win games early. No Quill. It's going to be really interesting. But without the Quill, we got more ramp options of the characters. With one of my favorite cards coming from the set that it came out of in Shimmering Skies, which is that Donald Duck. Is basically a more expensive Mickey. It's going to do that extra ramp that Quill would have provided us. But it's inkable. It has a good body on it, so I'm really looking forward to what it can do. It's a little spicier than your traditional red, and it's a lot more inkable than your traditional red-blue list that you're so used to seeing high uninkable counts because it runs so many of them.
I actually like this spice with Donald Duck here. The thing about this deck is sometimes it falls behind with tempo on the board early, and it dominates in the late. I understand that, but like it's always nice to have something on the board just in case things goes a little too fast. We still are able to contest the board. But yeah, are you ready to finally get into this match?
I am so excited to see what's gonna happen because these decks are looking extra spicy. I cannot wait to see who comes on top.
All right. Okay, let's go jump in and check out what's going on.
Oh.
All right, we are here now with Edmund and Alphos. I'm just gonna fix the NA and no, actually it's perfect. It was meant to be where I placed NA and EU on the stream. But yeah, they're about to start. They're doing the shuffle now and they're doing the cut. We all know, if you guys watch my stream, that the magic cut is 2-3-1. If you're not doing that, you are not activating the Ultra Megatonic Juju to activate Heart of the Cards.
Both low, but you know, you gotta win that out. Yeah. So you're a 2-3-1 guy. Is that the magic? I'm missing out on my draws. Is that what's happening?
That is the magic. If you're not doing that, like what I said, you're not triggering Heart of the Cards, and you're most likely gonna brick.
That's what's been happening. All right, noted. Everyone, make sure it's 2-3-1 because I've been bricking when I do 3-2-1. So make sure you got the right numbers.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this matchup really quick. So this is a mid-range control versus a control matchup. The Emerald is the mid-range control here. It relies a lot with creating tempo on the board and then singing under the sea, while we have the control deck here from Ed that just wants to buy time, wants to set up some items, wants to ramp and then dominate the late game. I think here for Alphos, it's gonna be really tough because in the rock paper scissors game, mid-range usually loses against control, unless obviously you have a fast mid-range deck where you can utilize the aggro side of things and be able to finish. But you're kind of like in a timer, right? You cannot let the game go too long. But the beauty of green yellow is that the lemon lime discard is that it has discard. When in doubt, or it's like what Dale said before, when in doubt, you can always just resort to the discard mechanic of your deck to be able to disrupt your opponent's hands and disrupt their plans on how they can get to the late game.
Absolutely, and that's why he's keeping that bare necessities to make sure we can get rid of those crucial ramp tools like Sail, and making sure we try to get as much as discard possible early on. I mean, you always want to open with the Exodia line, like people honed it, which is like the Hidden Cove Diablo line. But without that, we're just gonna able to potentially discard the handout, stop the ramp early, and just start taking over the game. Because if they have no cards in hand, how else are we going to get ink? And that's going to be the key to victory for Alphos here.
Exactly. Looking at Edmund's hand here, it looks pretty smooth. You have the Popsicle into Sail the Azerite Z, and you have a Sisu as well on your hand. You have different choices as well for turn 2. He's got a Tippo there too, and a Vital Sphere, while Alphos' hand is not looking the spiciest, but it still looks pretty good because he has a pretty nice turn 2 play over here with a Sudden Chill or Bare Necessities. Most likely he's going to play Bare Necessities here first, but once that Prince John is down, it's going to be a lot of draws for him. It's going to be a lot of discard, knowing as well that he has what people call dad blast. I'm pretty sure that's what the generation the new generation is calling this. He has You Have Forgotten Me, which is an ultra megatonic power play for after you play Prince John. It's just a guaranteed +3, 1 card, discard 2 from your opponent, and you gain 2 draw. It's just a really good follow-up.
So good, and that's what he's gonna look to do. Did that bare necessity? He's gonna just come in super clutch, but that's also a difficult decision that you have to make here. As we see Ed's hand have multiple options to get rid of, and I honestly don't know which one you want to get rid of first. The longer Be Prepared that's gonna come later, or the early on stoppage of that Sail that you always want to see on turn 2, because going first, that's what you're gonna want to be able to get rid of as early as possible personally. But I'm not too sure. What do you think?
Honestly, anything can happen here. It's gonna be pretty interesting to see which cards he will discard first. Ed, once these bare necessities get played, this will all depends on the. I think the game is pretty linear for Alphos here, right? He's gonna discard,
Right.
discard. But the thing about Ed's hand, it all relies on his decision making on which one is he gonna get rid first. Which cards is he gonna get rid with the sudden chills? And you have Forgotten Me, and also we have a pretty nice choice here for Alphos. There's plenty of targets. You have Be Prepared, you have Vitalosphere, and he got rid of Sail the Azurite Sea there. So now he's stuck with doing Tipo for sure on this turn. So he inks a Vitalosphere here. Let's see who he's gonna ink with the Tipo. This is a pretty spicy hand, and this is some tough decision. A lot of people say that blue-red can be pretty linear as well when in terms of like plan
Early on.
plans and stuff. But really, like when you play the Tipo, this is the beauty of this game. Is that the inking part is a big decision making a part of the game.
Absolutely. And it becomes more difficult when your opponent's entire existence and goal is to make sure you have no cards to do so. So you have to make sure your decisions are even more correct than before, because once that card is inked, there's a potential chance your hand is going to get smaller the next turn, because there's a lot of tools that Emerald is going to have to make sure you don't have any cards in your hand to ramp up in the first place.
Yeah, that's a pretty straightforward play, just like what we predicted. That to be fair, that's pretty easy to predict. We have the Prince John now on the board, and now it's time to discard after this turn. He barely has anything on his hand now because he doesn't have Hiram at all with Ed. So his hand is going to be empty here pretty soon. And
It's
and
about
this,
to happen. There's
yeah.
2 sudden chills. That's so many drop. Hey, we're just gonna.
You
forgot
have
about
forgotten
basically-
me.
Oof. +3 off the bat. This is such a crucial moment because now there's 2 cards in hand, both inkable, fortunately, but still,
Yeah.
that's just so much that you've just lost, especially one being a Be Prepared that would have gotten rid of that pesky Prince John. And just like that, we saw a second Prince John in hand. Things are going to get really, really scary real soon for our DLC champion here, because when that second one comes in, those sudden chills automatically just start gaining an advantage number that I don't have the exact amount on top of my head, but that's a lot of card draw and a lot of discard at the same time.
And look at this. He quested with Prince John, not caring because he has another one.
Exactly, and there's no threat to really get rid of our prince here anyway, so it just won't matter.
Yeah.
Ed just needs to catch up the lore at least a little bit, not to lose too far.
Oh, and another
and
sudden
wow.
chill. Another
has
sudden
opened
chill.
Wow! Now we can empty. Well, there's only one card in hand, so you can just
We
be
have
really
to play
cautious.
Prince John first here and just hard cast sudden chill, right?
Yeah.
You get
We got 3
2
of them.
draws.
Might as well ink one, right?
Yeah, and get rid of because he only has 1 card in hand anyways.
Yeah, so now you're a little bit generous with the card draw. We lost the second B prep as well, which is really not good. And we opened the third Prince
And
John.
third
We
Prince
are
John and a
opening the
Diablo
crack.
as well.
Wow.
He needs to draw Hiram here if he wants to get back in the game because he's only at 6 and he can't even be prep the board.
That is a grandma instead, which is not the worst. We can at least
Yeah.
dig a little bit deeper.
Just keep
But we gotta make that
developing the
decision.
board.
We can't keep it in our hand.
Yeah, I like this. Keep developing the board and get some cards that you can ink for sure. That way you can get to 7, and if you need to press the panic button, you can easily do that. But the Mother knows best as well on Alphos' hand. It's pretty ultra megatonic in this matchup because now he can bounce back this Donald Duck, and there's not going to be a lot of threat on the board. At the same time, discard it.
Of course, and that's gonna get really scary. Like one of the things that Amber Emerald kind of struggles after a bit is that once the hand is empty, then they kind of just have a lot of cards that don't do anything for them, but that's why we're playing that Mother Knows Best to make sure there's a card in your hand. That's why we're playing the we don't talk about Brunos. Make sure we're stuffing our opponent's hands with at least a card or two, so we can just immediately take care of that problem.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be the spice that might just take over the game. Because right now Ed is in a weird situation where there's no answers to anything that he can have because he has nothing. So it's gonna be really, really challenging to kind of just start getting advantage when your opponent can draw a gazillion cards.
And he's gonna try to do that. He knows that his opponent doesn't have any card, which means even if he gets Sisu next turn, he won't be able to play it. And he's down 2 Be Prepareds as well. And from looking at Ed's list right now, he only has 3 Be Prepareds. There's only 1 left on the deck. He really needs to find Hiram here if he wants to keep playing the game.
Or we just top that B prep because we're just built different, but we did not, unfortunately, here. But we have to dig a little bit, find the vision, see.
Oh, there's the Hiram,
and we see there's 2
Hirams. Okay,
which is really good here, but also a problem because yes, we can play the mouse himself, but we draw the 2 potentially, but then we don't really have a lot of ink to do anything else with it, so the cards that we might have drawn might get discarded, and that's the risk that Ed needs to take.
Yeah, the thing about that though is that one of the Sisus went all the way down in the bottom of his deck, which means there's only 1 B prep and 2 Sisus at the same time.
Oh, that is
Wait,
definitely scary.
He didn't trigger the draw. He's gonna wait another turn.
That might be the way, but he doesn't know that Mother Knows Best, or we don't talk about Bruno. We just top deck is on the way, because right now with that we're about to discard that mouse potentially, and then draw 3, which is something you never want to hear your opponent do.
That is that was a very tough move. I know he wants to deny the draw from the Prince Johns, but at the same time too, he needs to get to 8 ink. And the thing is, Alphos has multiple answers here, but the most optimal way here is playing the Bruno. That way you only spend 1 resource. You don't need to spend Sudden Chill and the Mother Knows Best combo. And now he gets to draw 3 cards from that, and this is not looking good for Ed. This is not looking good for Ed.
Not looking good at all, because now we have other tools too, to just kind of go wide and hope for the best. I mean, like,
yeah. I mean, finding the 2 Hirams there, 1 going into your hand and 1 going in the bottom. This means there's only 2 left on the top of the deck.
Yeah, we're pushing the cards up top again, but like, there's only 2 left. There's just the answers on top of that Ed's deck is looking really, really slim every time a card is getting discarded, while Alphos is drawing 3 now, and with Diablo on board as well. You have to deal with Diablo, you have to deal with those Prince Johns, but you have no weapons to take care of them.
Yep. And now he's just gonna go vroom vroom here pretty soon. If Ed doesn't draw any threat on the board, that Donald is gonna go back to the hand. He's gonna draw 10 million cards again.
Oh, we draw the mouse again.
Let's go.
That's what we want to see. That's exactly what we're looking for. Granted, like the last turn, if he doesn't pop the popsicle and doesn't draw 2, there's a high chance that card is going back to hand, getting discarded to get drawn 3 cards again. And it's just looking really, really dire. A lot of things to consider with what we want to draw, what we want to be able to do. But at the same time, we are questing 4 per turn.
He's going vroom vroom.
Getting to 20. Yeah, we are going vroom vroom.
And he just inks it. Okay. I think that was the right move. That's a tough decision, right? It's easy to tunnel vision. And I think that's what he should have done the turn before. But it's also not so bad, because now he keeps these 3 bodies on the board, and he's still in the game. He's going vroom vroom. He has threats on the board. This Ramatala is so big against those Prince Johns and those Diablos and Ursula. So yeah, he's definitely still in here. But here we go.
Mother Knows Best.
Yep, the Donald Duck, and then discard it.
Now we're just gonna go sing sudden, draw 3, which is absurd. Oh my goodness, we have drawn Ariel, Diablo, a second Diablo to make sure we draw more cards.
Yeah.
This Amber Emerald experience is humming right now. And unless we top deck a big Sisu, things are gonna get really, really fast to 20 real fast.
And he can find the -1. I forgot the name of the song. The -1. Oh my God! Another Mother Nose Bass. He's gonna get this Mother Nose Bass.
Oh my God! What is happening? He's
Or Bruno. Yeah, Bruno.
That works too, because that's just a free discard again.
Yeah, it's just better. It's just better, honestly. I just got excited when I saw that. I forgot about the Bruno. Yeah, this is. Ooh. This is gonna be close too, because he's gonna quest for another 2, and it's gonna be sitting at 15, and there is still a chance that he top decks Sisu, or he can top deck Be Prepared. He has one more Be Prep left on the top of his deck, and 2 Sisus left. 2 Sisu, I believe it's on 3 Sisu. Yeah, and 2 Sisus left, and if that comes, it's gonna be really a close game. Because then he can start developing his board, and that Sisu as well can quest for 3, and he's gonna be at 14 here next turn. Sisu! Oh my God! Oh my God! He just slammed it on the board. He just slammed that Sisu on the board, and now everything is gone on the board. Oh my God!
Everything is gone. I mean, that's such a good draw. Granted, there is a Bruno that's about to take that card right back, but like. But getting rid of such a wide board is such a good move here, because there's only 3 lore on the board, so he still has to manage to get the 17 more, while Ed just needs to get 6, and that's doable when you have such a heavy top end at the late game right here. We have another Sisu potentially. We have the Maleficent that's going to gain so much. There's so many opportunities here to gain that 6 very, very fast with your top end cards.
And this Grammatala is not easy to remove for him, because he doesn't have any big bodies for it. It's gonna gain at least 1 or 2 lore extra.
Yeah, and that's like just really, really good here. We just want to play. We're just gonna quest 15. Like right now, Ed is just trying to get to 20 without any cards in hand the whole time, basically. And now we're just gonna play it. Hope for the. We're just gonna ink it. All right, that's the And we want to make sure there's no cards in hand, because like, half of those cards just become kind of useless here.
That's a very interesting play from Ed, inking that, knowing that he's getting close, but also he knows as well that 3 Prince Johns are gone, 1 of the Diablo is gone, 1 of the Mermaid is gone. There's so many characters that he just removed at once, so maybe he's looking for a power play here, finding maybe a Tamatoa, popping that popsicle, and then drawing. Oh, okay.
And a Maleficent,
okay,
just to make sure nothing stays on board. And we're getting to 16. There's 3 lore going. Ed is about to turn this thing around with that top deck Sisu. That's why we love this game. That's why we play it.
Yes, this is closer than what I thought.
Magic. Wow, things were looking super dire. There was like nothing on board, and then we just top deck our answer and just take over immediately.
The Lord and Savior Cricky though is here. The Lord and Savior Cricky is here. He can definitely take out that Grammatala, but does he want to wait another turn before taking that out? He does.
I mean, yeah, we just got Ice Block. I mean, not what we want to draw here. Get to 19. Says deal with it. Because he has to, like,
he has
no other option. He has to deal with it. It's just being at 19 is that dangerous territory.
What a comeback this is. It's not over yet. Both players still have a chance, but being at 19, he can remove
Ricky.
2 characters here. Muse can take out the dragon, and one of the other characters can take the other one out. He's saving the Diablo just in case he can shift that, so he can start drawing 10 million cards again.
Now we're just gonna play the Diablo just to have something on the board, because we do gotta get to 20 a little bit. Oh wow, what a draw! We are finding our answers, everybody. This is like
and a Maui Shark. And he can ink the sail and still play Maui Half Shark. And this is gonna be really hard for him to remove. And he's already down like what, 2-3 Brunos?
There is nothing
that
left,
was it.
Basically. Wow, I think that's game. I think there's nothing else we can do here. Amber Emerald is in a tight situation.
Oh my God, that comeback is real.
Answers.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's no answer to Maui. Now we have Shark
And
just
that's
finishes
game
the
one.
game.
Wow.
What just happened,
Wow.
Breezy? What did I just watch?
A moment of greatness is what we just saw. That Sisu that completely took over, decided, you know what? We're just going to get rid of every single threat we had. 3 Prince Johns and a Diablo. That's a scary board, and we just erased it because
And the thing is, Alphos as well is on the play there. Alphos as well is on the play there. What an ultra megatonic performance from both players, but the fact that Edmund Shu was able to come back from a game like that, I know a lot of people will just scoop because you can easily get tilted when you get discarded. But when you're a player at this level, you are locked in. You are counting. Should I ink? Should I play? Should I? And that decision making is really tough. And that Tipo being ink allowed him to play multiple characters on that last turn to be able to finish the game.
And that's the difference. That's why DLC champs are made. Those are the small decision making that differentiates the champs.
I totally
Best
agree.
of the best.
I totally agree.
Not knowing what the next card is, but making sure that you're set up for whatever the next card is how you win that game, and that's exactly how he was able to prevail and just take over at that just momentum shift. All he needed was that one momentum shift, and after that, Alphos just couldn't catch up with what was happening, and that mid game questing really benefited here because you don't really see a lot of that happen in your traditional red blue list, where you're usually the one running behind most of the game. But having that Donald quest for 2 constantly, getting 4 lore per turn for 2 turns, got to that 13 level.
That was a lot of lore for Donald.
Absolutely, and that really came in that difference maker in the mid game where he was able to just generate that without worrying about being too far behind, and then he just played the Sisu and won the game. Top deck this Sisu, Earl. What?
This reminded me of what you said earlier before the game started, that Ed has that main character vibe. Everything was just, it was already scripted that he was going to win the game. It just like, okay, this is not looking good, but the heart of the cards, let me go ahead and top deck my Sisu, slam it straight on the board as well. Didn't even think about it. It just went on the board and boom, wiped everything with an ultra megatonic water breath on all of those characters.
6 more Sisu. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I mean, you could it was one of those scenes where, you know, when you draw the card, there's like a trail behind it. That's exactly what happened. That was the exact moment where we knew the heart of the cards was with Ed and just took that game to the next level. It was crazy, and that's why we play the game. That's why you never give up, and that's what makes champions champions.
Exactly. I'm super excited on how this next game would go. Alphos is still on the play here, so there's a high chance that he can still win this match. But I think I personally hope that we get to see a game 3 here and not just a one-sided game. But yeah, let's go ahead and look at their hands. This time we have Alphos with a 1-cost play for Diablo, getting to see a bunch of information from Ed's hand, and Ed's hand is also not looking too bad. He's got a Vital Spear he can set up for the future Flavershem, even though he doesn't have Flavershem yet. But at the same time, he's got a nice turn 2 play followed up with the Grammatala. I'm super excited to see what he's gonna do here, and at the same time as well, he's got a Brawl to target a Diablo shift in case Alphos gets to find his shift Diablo here.
Absolutely. There's a lot of, again, bare necessities have to be an important decision that might change how the early game looks like. There's a lot of tools that Ed is excited to have in his hand with Sail, which is the optimal turn 2 play that you want to be able to block being on the play here. But the Brawl is also very, very scary depending on what we see in our hand as well, because we don't want to just lose our best card with Diablo here. So there's just an opportunity to make a difference here, like we saw in the game 1 where Alphos looked really confident going in, just had a huge lead with a card advantage, and just things went south. And hopefully, for Alphos' sake, it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I hope that as much as I know that how good Ed is, and there's a possibility that he can 2-0 here. I still want Alphos to win this. Just because I really
We want to
like
cast the
games
game
that,
3. That's what
yeah,
we want to do.
yeah, not just casting game 3, but just like seeing everything go to game 3. I definitely was very sad when I got 2-0'd. You know, I've always just wanted to win one match to go to game 3 when I was playing these matches. But anything can happen because the thing is, both players are really good. And yeah, let's see what's he's gonna take out with bare necessities here.
We have 3 options here, I believe. We do have vision as well, so we do have a couple of options here. So
Yeah. He does not have the ship Diablo yet, so he's not really scared of a brawl at the moment.
Brawl.
And I think that is why he took out the sail, just so he can, your opponent can for sure get slowed down in terms of ramping.
Yeah, but we do have the answer. I mean, we not necessarily answer, but we do still have a turn 2 play with the vision here. It's a really good card to find the answers that we're looking for. Being able to dig 5 is such a huge number. Being able to basically get what we need whenever possible, and we are finding some good cards with 2 crab. Never mind, we got a popsicle, a brawl, 2 crabs, and we're just immediately gonna grab that popsicle, of course, because we want to make sure we have cards in our hands, because we saw what happened last game.
We definitely want those cards. Just imagine if he actually got to keep the sail. He could have played sail and at the same time played popsicle in the same turn, and that is why sail is such a great card.
Definitely one of the best, if not the best. There's like 3 best cards for 3 different colors, in my honest opinion, with Calhoun, Genie, and Sail. Just immediately upgrading all the decks that play those colors the moment it came out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. This hand is looking really good for Ed. It's very healthy. I know he didn't get to ramp, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it looks pretty healthy that he can actually get to keep playing the game here. He's gonna get rid of 1 Grammatala. Let's see what else he's gonna get rid of here.
We got
Brawl.
And then Brawl. Yeah, I mean, with Prince John being a ward, it's just a little bit less valuable. I know the chances of seeing a Diablo is high, but you don't want to get rid of your grandma here. You want to be able to dig. You don't want to get rid of your popsicle. You don't want to get rid of your ramp, and you definitely don't want to get rid of Sisu after what we just witnessed.
Yeah, I think as well, Alphos revealed a lot of information by not targeting the brawl there early, right? He's like, and it's been 2 turns and the Diablo haven't shifted, so most likely that Diablo is not gonna shift anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely not. I mean, I've seen a couple of cards here. Not as many Prince Johns, which is a little bit better for Ed's sake here. Being able to not, give your opponent so many card advantages, just a little bit more optimal. Getting to play another You've Forgotten Me here. Getting rid of, so tough. Sisu and a popsicle is just rough.
And with that hand, he needs to draw an inkable card in order to play that Mickey Mouse. I mean, that Donald Duck.
Yeah. I mean, which is basically Mickey Mouse 2.0. Yeah, it needs an inkable. Luckily, he is not playing too many uninkables. There's a lot of tools that just is inkable. Luckily, so hopefully he finds it to be able to ramp up that so the deck can function. And we do find an inkable Half Shark.
Nice.
It's one of those cards that I really want to see do its thing. And every time it gets played, every time I watch games with Half Shark, it just either gets banished quick or just ink. So it's been one of those cards that I really want to see shine as much as possible. It's just been one of those situations.
And now the questing has started for Ed as well. We all know what this Donald Duck did on the last game, and I think it's gonna keep doing what it did from the last game. But the difference though is the painting the roses red is here, so he can actually bounce that back eventually once he finds his Under the Sea, because it's not something that you want to bounce back in the hand of Ed unless you can for sure discard it at the same time.
Absolutely. You don't want to give these cards that have abilities that activate on play. So that's definitely something to not just give free advantage. so easily. So yeah, we are looking like we need to find the other piece to our combo with Under the Sea. Without that, we're giving a potential ramp or a dig options, and we don't want to really do that if you're the Emerald player. And we just play the Muse.
Yep.
Get started with the bounce, being able to bounce cards, not only your own and your opponent's alongside with it. So there's going to offer quite a bit of options here for him.
Yeah. The thing about this board too is that the following turn he's got an ultra megatonic power play with painting the roses red and then doing you have forgotten me, but also we're one ink for be prepared. I wonder if he's gonna trigger be prepared right away or not.
We did draw a brawl.
Yep. It looks like he's just gonna reset the board here.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. Your hand is empty, so discard package is kind of unnecessary. There's nothing on the board to bounce and discarded.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna hope that our top end, what Ruby Sapphire has, is a lot of good top end cards to be able to play moving forward, because it's just the things will start getting bounced very, very fast if Alphos here can start generating some songs, some actions that will start doing that for him.
Yep. He's down 2 brawls though. Oh, sudden chill. Nice, but there's nothing to discard right now. But the fact that he gets to play the Diablo here as well, this next round, he's definitely going to be drawing 10 million cards again. But it looks like he's going to play Inked Baby Diablo and then play Big Diablo.
Big Diablo. Yeah, we want to establish advantages as much as possible. We just, I mean, bye Diablo, see ya. And now Alphos is in an awkward situation where 4 of those cards are kind of useless.
Nothing to discard.
Nothing.
He might just play Painting the Roses Red here just so he can draw, or Heffalumps and Woozles. Yep,
Just
either
to
one.
draw a card. I mean, Kita is definitely a card we want to see here because it's just something to do. Without that, we're just gonna keep drawing cards until we have another sudden chill. That's unfortunate draw here. It just does nothing. We emptied out our hands so fast that a lot of these cards that we have generated just does nothing.
This is such an interesting situation right now, and the Sisu is on the thing, but unfortunately, that's gonna go bye the next turn.
Absolutely, that card is just gone. It isn't that you want to draw that card in next turn. Like I said, Ed is only playing 12, and we just drew into the 1 out of not too many. So, and we played already some B preps. So that number was low, and it's very unfortunate that we just saw another one.
Yeah, this sudden chill is basically a Dragonfire right now, saying bye Sisu. You're not gonna see any play. Yep. And it's a real tough spot for Ed right now because he's stuck at 8. He's just gonna ink that way. If Sisu comes back again, he's gonna be able to keep playing the game.
Absolutely. But isn't this where Ruby Sapphire just has to be what it does best and just be patient, right? Like, there's a board that looks a little scary. Yes, the lore is gonna get to 20 a little bit faster here, but a lot of these cards could potentially help us just get rid of the entire thing.
Yeah. It's time to go vroom vroom for Alpha's side. He does not have the resources nor the firepower on endgame. Especially he doesn't have any of his draw engines on the board. He just needs to go vroom vroom here and hope for the best.
Yeah. 11. I mean, we have to basically put the pressure. Just a little bit too late. Just not what we want to see here. Get to 6. Oh no, we're just swinging here.
Yeah, we got to take out the Diablo. He's on defense mode right now. He can't really afford to quest here. He needs to gain the tempo back. Otherwise, he's just gonna keep going vroom vroom with this, and he doesn't even have to sing any of these songs. He can just bounce back either Hiram or the duck here, and sudden chill afterwards. Yep.
Yeah. Get rid of the threat.
I like that choice.
Make sure that your big body's out of the game, so you don't get rid of another Diablo or potentially a Sir Hiss here.
Oh my God!
My
the third B
God!
Oh.
Sometimes you just have it. Sometimes you just have it, and he has it. He got it.
I'm telling you, he's the main character of the show. He is.
Wow. I jokingly said that because every time I walk past him, he just has aura. Every time I walk, I felt it, and we see it on display. This is the champion-winning aura that just happens. You just find it,
Yeah.
and part of the cards are with you. That's insane. 2 games back to back where we just top deck the answer to our biggest problem.
I think he plays Cricky here to keep the pressure on the board. He can put back that Sisu anyways the next turn.
I mean, 15 is still scary. We got to deal with something.
Okay.
Because if not, we're just gonna ice block, get to 8.
Yeah.
Make sure our opponent.
This Bruno though.
Oh, Kita is a big deal here.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna straight up Bruno this. He can sing and then establish Kita. Oh no, he's gonna hard cast it and play it safe. Okay.
And quest for the 18 and draw. Wait.
Oh, okay. -1 first and then slam.
-1 the
okay.
first. Draw 2. I don't think that does it. Unfortunately, we have 5 ink available.
He
might
needs
as
to
well look
find
for it.
the sphere or what
Nope,
Vitalis
don't
sphere.
have it. And we're going to game 3.
Okay, GG.
Wow.
Let's go. This is exactly what we wanted, baby.
Let's go. That B prep though had us.
3 B preps, man. 3 B preps in one game.
Preps. Found it all.
I'm just saying, all these Ultra Megatonic board wipes that he need are arriving exactly at the right time he needs them. But yeah, that one, it was a tough one because unfortunately, unlike the first round, Alphos got to take the driver's seat, and when you take the driver's seat like that, you can't just freely quest. You have to contest the board, and that Donald had to hit some stuff. But man, that game was it was back and forth action. At one point, Alphos' hand is not looking too good. The board was looking good, but the hand was looking terrible. You're filled with a bunch of discard cards in your hand, and there's nothing to discard in your opponent's hand.
Wow. What a turn of events. We thought the game was going one way. It went the other at least like 4 times in this one game. That was incredible.
Yeah.
But now Ed gets to get on the play, which is going to be a little bit difference maker here because both games, Sale got discarded immediately, and that's such a pivotal point in a Ruby Sapphire where your turn 2 is basically how you ramp up early, ramp up fast, and not being able to do that back to back was a really challenging thing. But now going first, hopefully we get to see that and ramp up if you are the Ruby Sapphire player. But being on the draw here, how does Amber Emerald adapt to a situation where Ruby Sapphire might be looking to ramp up a little bit early with potential sales on the way?
I mean, the only thing you can really do in this matchup is discard, disrupt the hand, make sure Ed doesn't get to do his plans with ramping, at the same time here and there establish a pretty nice board and just hope for the best. Like the thing is, if Ed gets to chain some draws, it's gonna be really tough for Alphos. It's like what you said, he's on the play, he can ramp much faster this time, and now he has a Hiram. He also have an ice block on his hand, and at the same time he has the Sisu. He's got a good early game here, but he's putting back everything because he probably
wants to see Sale.
Yep,
he wants to see Sale.
Yeah. I'm surprised though that he got rid of the ice block there. It looks like it's not really that essential. He's not really scared of that Diablo, but yeah, his hand is not so bad. I mean, preferably we want to see something that ramps up on the turn 2, either a Tipo or a Sale here. But his hand is looking pretty spicy as well. He's got a pretty nice 1-2 play, a flexible turn 4 play. The turn 2 play that he has is Vision. He can find something that will fit his turn 3 play. But yeah, we just have to see what happens here, because the thing is, like, we're planning all this for Ed, but at the same time, Alphos is sitting here like, nope, you don't get to do that plan. You forgot. I disrupt plans.
That's the motto of the Amber Emerald. That's how that's how it won the
Oh.
DLC Toronto. And we did open 2 Bare Nest cities,
And the
and a big
Diablo
Diablo. Oof. So we can basically shift that with having 2. We can just that's gonna look very very scarily for the early game.
Yeah, the thing as well is that on turn 1, he's going to be able to see all the cards in Ed's hand and say, you have no answer for my Diablo shift. I'm gonna draw at least 2-3 cards with this Diablo, and you can't really fast
Yeah.
forward into this big Maui. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one, and this is game 3, ladies and gentlemen, of the LCCC Battle of the Subs. I hope you guys are enjoying the show right now. I don't know who you guys are rooting for here. I don't really root for neither sides. I'm an EU, but I'm an American citizen, so I support NA as well. But honestly, I just want to see a really good game. That's all what we're here for, is to see this spicy games between 2 amazing players.
It's so interesting because I think we're in the reverse situation where I'm from the European side, moving to America. You're in the exact opposite, so it's definitely
Yeah.
it's
We're
hard to
both
root
neutral.
for both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both neutral, so it's definitely interesting. I just want to see the best gameplay possible, which was this event this entire time. We saw the best of the best
Yes.
competing against the best of the best, so it's been phenomenal. It's been just an honor to be able to just even cast and just watch the games in the first place. So you don't see a lot of DLC champs just playing games on a regular basis as much as possible, unless you're Loot Wonderland, you know.
Exactly.
Other than that, you know, it's just been a pleasure to see what the set 6 looks like for in the eyes of the best. It's just been fantastic. So cannot wait to see what game 3 brings us. Considering a lot of these games have been really, really tight.
Yeah, and this is it. This is what we're talking about earlier. Diablo got played. He saw that there's no answer for the Diablo. That Diablo is definitely going to shift. And he also have a very, very juicy hand to be able to board wipe with Under the Sea. But the problem here is Under the Sea is actually not enough to take out that Maui Shark once it's down.
That's true. That is that. Now we'll have to actually make that option of getting a sail, which is what we wanted to see in our opening hand in the first place. But unfortunately for Ed, that sail is going to be discarded once again for the 3rd time.
Yep, and it looks like here, once we see this Diablo shift, he's most likely gonna sing Bare Necessities here, and we're saying bye to that sail. Once again, telling Alphos telling Ed that you cannot go vroom vroom with your ink here. I'm gonna slow you down as best as I can.
Definitely. It's just one of those unlucky situations where you want to ramp, but you just haven't been able to. But you still have options here with the mouse and some items that you got on play. So there's opportunities to kind of bounce back from the potential discard that we're gonna see by Alphos. So we're gonna shift, like you said, just predicted the future, like always. Just getting to shift here and sing.
Yeah, you gotta sing because he has drawn a card, and also division happen. So we don't know what those cards are, and we need to see information again. Yep.
All right, we'll just hard cast it. That's okay as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna look at that. I'm assuming there's one clear answer here as well. Again for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Just an unfortunate being able to get rid of such a big scary threat in Sail.
Yeah, that was a very interesting discard choice as well for Alphos there. Because one of the reasons why is that we could have taken out the Vitalosphere as well to make sure that Hiram only gets to draw 1, but at the same time he needs to keep that Under the Sea, because that is his panic button. That's basically his be prepared, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Which drawing such big bodies.
He missed a draw. He missed a draw. Okay. Oh, no, there you go. He got it.
We are grabbing. We're looking into our options with Grandma here. Not playing the mounts instead of Grandma is an interesting choice here.
Yeah. He needs to establish a board first, in my opinion, before he starts going vroom vroom with the draw. Alphos skipping turn 3 means he does not have the Prince John. John, and I don't think that at this point Ed would actually mind if it discards two, just in case there's you have forgotten me on the following turn.
Alphos is just not seeing the discards that we were so used to seeing in the game too as well. Like we don't have any of the discs. We don't have the Prince Johns to be able to draw. But even if we had the Prince John, there's nothing for us to force them to discard anything. We don't have our Brunos. We don't have anything. So our biggest weapon, being able to discard, is not available to us, and that's gonna get a little scary, especially as we start entering into the 6 ink range where red blue starts really going onto the next level. Where once it starts getting that room, like you said.
Yeah. I'm surprised he did not play the Diablo there, but I guess he wants the bigger bodies. He wants to go fast with the Crickies. We do see Prince John on the draw, and now Diablo is gone from a brawl that he just top deck. But the thing is, Prince John does not have the cards that he wants to see in your hand in order to gain a card advantage.
Yeah, it's just again, that's still not a discard we're looking for. Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate scenarios where you're playing a deck where it requires more than one card to start getting activated, and you find the one piece and you can't find the other to complete your combo. It's just one of those situations where Amber Emerald has to find not only Prince John, it has to find the many discard cards that we already have available into our deck list.
Yep. This is a tough decision here. There is a line that we can take with Kita and just take out Grammatala, get full control of the board. There's also a world here where we set up Prince John, but the thing is, there's nothing yet that can really like take out that really can take out the hands of Ed. And I like that play that he chose there. It's like, you're a control player. I don't really want this game to extend, and I want to go as fast as I can.
And we just drew 2, and we drew some really nice 2 cards here.
Yeah.
Being able to draw another popsicle, getting to our maybe finally get to play that sail that I've been so excited to see. But we shall see what he's gonna do. I'm assuming he's gonna opt to not. All right, we're gonna go ahead and quest here. Get the 2. This is where things are gonna get a little bit more dangerous for Amber Emerald here. Especially, we're slowly able to ramp up. We have a lot of cards in hand that we haven't had in the last couple of turns, a couple of games. It's been difficult. So now having options is really helpful. Luckily, our opponent has not seen the discard cards that he just has so many. Two
Prince Johns and no discard. I like the decision as well from Edmund Chu there, even though he has one floating ink. He did not use it to play Ice Block. He did not use it to play Vitalis Sphere. And he's basically just like, I just want to keep my hand healthy. Just in case you start going vroom vroom, I will be able to keep inking and playing the game. And this is going to be very interesting here. There's multiple plays that Alphos can do over here, and inking that and playing. Okay, Mother knows best, and all right. So we're just gonna slow him down and just go vroom vroom.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do. We can't discard anymore. We don't have any discard tools.
Yeah.
We just gotta hope we can get to 20 a little bit earlier before our opponent's ink count gets really high. Where what I like to call the crab zone, where crab becomes really of a big threat. And just being able to have so many cards in hand makes discarding not feel so terrible. So our only option is just to go vroom vroom.
I like the route that Alphos is taking here. He understands the matchup that this is a mid-range control versus a mid-range, versus control match, and that he has to utilize the fast side of his deck, and that he is on a timer here. And I like that he's doing that right now. He's just putting a lot of pressure on the board. Quest as much as he can.
And we're gonna Ice Block and Vital Sphere out of the Cricky, so we can't get 3 lore, which is huge here. Being able to control how much lore our opponent's gaining is just what we want to do at all times.
That's the discard that we want. He can play Sudden Chill, and he can also sing with Sir Hiss here.
Yeah. And we finally found our first
now-
discard to be
yeah.
able to generate that draw power that we've been dreaming so heavily about over the last couple of turns here. But luckily for Ed, he has a lot of cards. He has that second half shark that he can a little bit happily discard better,
Mhm.
making the decision a little bit easier for him. But Alphos didn't draw exactly what he was probably looking for here, huh?
Yeah.
We
Where-
want to see more discards, and we're not seeing the discards.
Heffalumps and Woozles, though, to prevent Flaversham in the future from questing. Will he sing that is the question. Is he
That's
willing to lose that Prince John? This is a really tough spot for Alphos. This is a critical one of those critical decision making that you need to make, and that you are not very sure if it's right or wrong or at the moment.
Yeah, you just have to take a little bit of risk if you want to take the chance of singing it and see what we get.
Mhm.
But like you said, it's not guaranteed. So is the risk worth getting got? Is going to be the big question mark here after.
Yep.
Is the punish worth the potential reward?
We will see.
It's
We will
just
see.
a tough one here. Being able to Ed generated just so much draw in the game here, so it wasn't such a threat to discard, and being able to clear the board makes the going underneath the control deck made it a little bit difficult because our hand doesn't really do much for us other than stop the extra draw power. Under the Sea just kind of sits there. It's going to be a tough decision for our Amber Emerald player here.
This is one of the reasons as well. Like going back earlier, it would have been something that the Diablo discarded because it takes a lot of setup, and the thing is, it doesn't really do much in this matchup. You will need to have the perfect combo with the Kita and be able to sing it afterwards. But yeah, we'll see what Alphos will do here because he has multiple routes that he can take. He can continue questing. He can also trade for that Grammatala, which I don't think that he should. And he can also prevent Flaversham from drawing. But the thing about Ed's hand as well, it just looks super healthy. Once that Maui Shark, once that Tamatoa is down, it's going to be very hard for Alphos to remove. He does not have a lot of efficient ways to remove this unless he top decks Bruno. Then he needs to sacrifice multiple bodies. And the thing about those two characters as well, if you exert against Maui Shark, gain value. With Tamatoa,
another mouse. Wow.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the big bodies is what Emerald just can't get rid of easily. Even if you Bruno, like you said, it's still not guaranteed because we have how many cards in our hand? Like you're
10
not
million.
guaranteed anything at this point. It's just getting to a point where the late game is Red Blue's home. It's where they reside. That's where the deep seas are, which is where the crab lives anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where we have entered the territory where things are going to get dangerous. The waters are getting a little bit
And there it is.
bleak. And we saw the beautiful shiny crab grab another popsicle from it and just start getting to extra draw card because now we have ability to basically quest with play the popsicle, quest, and then quest with Tamatoa again just to bring it back to constantly draw cards, constantly generate value unless we have a way to stop it.
That Kita is in the Tamatoa is in the range of Under the Sea here. He's gonna Kita and then sing together with Under the Sea, wiping the whole board. Oh my God! What a top deck! What a top deck!
What a top deck!
Oh man!
My goodness. Oh my goodness. What a turn of events. We were able to just generate so much value, all gone. And now we're questing. Well, we can't really quest next turn, but we have established a scary board. So Ed has to answer it. If not, things are going to start looking. And that's why we're going to start digging really, really deep. We have 8 ink exactly. So this is be prepared. Tori. We have find it every single time. You need it. He got it. That's what we do sometimes.
And after this be prep, Alphos only has 2 cards left in his hand, and it's not 2 Ultra Megatonic cards to come back.
My God.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Main character energy once again strikes.
He plays Alphos and Wusos to draw, and then he's gonna play that again to draw. You need to find some bodies here. You need to start questing.
No bodies anywhere. It's 20. The unfortunate the case of playing 20 songs is there's a high chance you're gonna draw them.
One Prince John, two Prince Johns. I think he's counting the Prince John, whether he needs to play the Sudden Chill now or he has to wait one more turn. But the thing is, Sudden Chill won't even do much here because of the such a super healthy hand. You're going into Ed's turn and you don't have a board and the oh my god, and there it is again.
Prepared.
Yep, but I don't think it's relevant anymore at this moment because he's just gonna keep setting up the board. He's gonna draw 10 million cards with this Flaversham, and he's just gonna go for the setup here. And he can even play the Grammatala to keep digging, and now he's establishing a very strong board.
We are finding our crabs. We're finding everything we're looking for here. It just feels like we have entered where Red Blue starts really taking over and just hitting that gas pedal as hard as possible and just taking over. It's scary time. This is where, like I said, the crab zone is very, very dangerous territories for anyone that's playing against Red Blue.
Yep, and it looks like he's
inking the sphere here.
He's gonna skip. Yep.
So yeah, we have such a good hand here, such a healthy. Even if we are forced to discard 2 cards, we have fantastic options to get rid of. So things are just looking really, really solid. I mean, we don't talk about Bruno. It doesn't feel good at all.
Nope.
Sudden Chill just feels not good, and Under the Sea is just absolutely.
It's got
useless
6 cards in his hand. He's got 6 cards in his hand. He has an item in his hand. There's no straight up way to target that Vitalosphere. Whatever you discard here, Hiram is going to get back on the next round. And the Tamatoa as well will get established too for just even more draws with those popsicles. Keep recycling. And you have a Maui Shark as well. That is a big threat that only Bruno can remove. And the Tala as well to keep digging. There's just so many possible plays for Edmund Chu here.
We're just passing. That is brutal series of events here. We topped a small Sisu. We're playing the crab. Crab is going to bring us probably the popsicle. We're going to quest the popsicle away. The combination begins. The things we are drawing so much. So basically this is the point where discard just kind of becomes not the game plan, and there's not a lot of other game plan than this, especially what we have in our hands. So things are going to get really, really scary really fast, especially being able to draw. We are at 9 cards in our hands. So
this is when you wish you have Bend to My Will in your deck.
Oh, this is exactly the matchup where you hope you teched it in and saw it, because if not, right now things are looking really, really, really tough.
Yeah, this is gonna be a really tough one for Alphos to get back in.
What a tough series of events that just we didn't want to see late game. We didn't want to get to a point where our opponent had more than 8 ink, and now we've entered the territory where there's just not a lot that we can do as an Amber Emerald player here to just bounce back. Really, I mean, like, we're digging for songs. We could get the sudden chill or the Bruno, but like I said, it's just discarding when you have 10 cards in your hand doesn't feel like a big problem. Like, okay, you just want a little extra change, go ahead. I'll pay my taxes. No worries. Don't worry about it, because I got the moolah. And that's how it feels like. It's just a scenario where there's not much. You have 3 sudden chills in hand, but like none of that feels problematic if you have 9 cards in hand. I just really, really unfortunate.
This is exactly what I was mentioning earlier, that you are in a really, really, really tough timer against Blue-Red. You need to finish the game in a certain amount of time, or you have to fully discard the hand in a certain amount of time to keep be able to pressure, and it didn't go that way. And the top deck brawl just feels bad over here as well, because now you can't even sing Bruno. You have to hard cast Bruno here.
That is gonna get really tough. And we're bringing the popsicle back. We're drawing a card now. Now Ed can basically do anything and everything he wants at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Requesting back, drawing two. We have entered like 15 card territory, making sure that like there is no answers. He's barely fitting into the table, as we can see. Things are getting tight over there to control the board. Like he has to make double stacks. It's just. We're playing the half shark because why the heck not? Like you
Yep.
said, there's no answers in the
And then
deck
and then
much,
play
right? Like,
brawl on top of that, gain one lore while doing so, and just quest with Grammatala. Basically go for the finish here.
brawl into 10, quest to 11. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
man, what a turn of events. Yeah, we just ink it because we can.
Yep. You have
Get to
no
12.
board to sing under the sea. Yeah. I think that's it. That's it there. You can play 3 sudden chills here. You can even play 1 sudden chill and play the Bruno. It won't matter anymore at this point. Ed is just so ahead of resources. Ed is just so ahead on the board.
Yeah. All the resource battle he's winning right now. And yeah, we can, like you said, yeah, those sudden chills are gonna do something. What are we getting rid of here? The crab. I mean, there's so many cards. Good luck getting rid of something. Man, oh man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
8 cards.
Yep. You just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
7. All
7.
right, cool. Just gonna yoink
Alright.
that one. Oh wow! What are the odds? Let's
But
go.
the thing is, he has another
gambled,
one.
And we gotta.
He's got another one.
Second it's just let him win, okay? Now we gotta think about the small wins here at this point, as things are gonna get really, really tough real fast.
Yeah.
Oh my.
This is it.
goodness, yeah,
This is
some-
the last turn, I believe, for Alphos.
for our
He's
match.
just gonna set up a very, very, very big and wide board because there's really no answer that Alphos can do
Vision.
anymore. And he keeps digging.
I mean, might as well have the resources. 2 Sisus, a Brawl, and a Maleficent, and
Yeah.
a Donald Duck. Wow.
The thing about Ed, when I interviewed him, one of the things that he told me is I love to draw. I love having card advantage. I love having 10 million cards in my hand, and
And that's exactly what he has. I mean, we're visioning again. What? Also, alongside with the vision, I mean, we can't forget that we're just gaining lore too. Like that is
Yep.
also a part of another scary reason why he's doing this. Is just another way to get to the win. I mean, we can just keep playing actions until we get to 20 if he really please.
you can even get the second Maui Shark too.
Oh yeah, get even scarier. Having Maui Sharks here, just with so many actions, is so scary. And we're playing the popsicle, drawing the card, finding a crab. Oh my goodness, we've gotten rid of the quest. We're just gonna draw more cards. I can tell he really loves drawing. I mean, that's
Yeah.
he might just deck out at this point. This is getting crazy. Inked. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Play
Play
another
the crab, bring
Dawa
it back. Why not? Why not?
Dawa.
And then just go sideways. Get to 16. I mean, does the numbers matter anymore?
Yeah.
This game looks to be a wrap up. As the discard couldn't discard, and the game is about to end here.
Yeah.
As,
He can literally quest, play B prep. Maui Shark sees the B prep for the finish.
that's a saucy way to win. I mean, like, it's just one of those things where just like even Under the Sea just feels like such a bad card.
Yeah.
It's just a finish.
That's a tough one.
But this is where the champions mentality happens, right? This is you're just gonna like, I know this game is over, but I'm still gonna do something. I just want to be able to do something here, and yeah, let's go. Get rid of the mouse that drew like gazillion cards, and wrap it
you're
back
scooping.
up. Yeah, that's all she wrote.
Honestly, our boy Alphos there played his heart out, and he did amazing in that game. Unfortunately, sometimes things doesn't go your way, and yeah. And again, as we previously mentioned, Edmund Chu is the main character of the show, and it's really
It's
tough.
just the way the cookie crumbles. Yeah, he found all the answers when he needed to. What a main character energy that was. We saw a Sisu top deck and a B prep top deck doing like any kind of luck. The top deck, you find it, you see it, you saw the trail as he drew that card. It was just a magical experience watching and had to see.
All right, we're
why.
gonna switch scenes here really quick, and we're gonna hopefully interview the players pretty soon.
Oh. Wow.
Oops, there you go.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going, guys?
Hey, going good.
Good.
That was a really spicy set of games you guys had there. I want to talk about game one first, because that was not looking good for you, Ed. And we were talking about before the game started that you have that main character vibes, and for some reason you were
okay.
like Yu-Gi-Oh there, or Yugi in that game, and you just got the cards exactly at the right time when you needed them. You got to put pressure on the board to make sure you don't fall behind, and then you top deck that Sisu, wipe the whole board. What was going on in your mind when you were when you have an empty hand and it's tough to make decisions on whether to ink or play a card?
Yeah. So I mean, this matchup, you basically have to play off the top, right? Like, I don't think there's much options. You kind of just have to ink as much as you can. I think the only kind of other tricky spot in this matchup is what do you do with Hiram? Because let's say, for example, you just play your Hiram and use up 4 of your ink. You probably have like 4 or 5 ink left over. There's not a lot of cards that can kind of bail you out in those situations. So I had to make a tough decision where if he doesn't have the bounce discard, and I'm able to potentially draw 2 cards. So you kind of get like 3 cards in a way to kind of maneuver with like 8 ink, right?
Yeah.
I think that's like a big mistake a lot of people that play red blue make in this particular matchup, is like using up too much of your ink and having cards in your hand kind of be stranded there and not be able to use them. So I mean, in this matchup, you really just have to play off the top, and it seems like I always have the right answer at the right time. I think given the nature of the matchup, it's kind of just a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
Like the green yellow deck is not particularly fast, so they're kind of just setting up. So you kind of have some turns to kind of play off the top, and like you have to obviously still be lucky, right? Rip the B prep, rip the Sisu off the top. But yeah, it just comes down to can you rip those cards in a timely manner, and you still have a couple turns to do it, but other than that, it's just a matter of playing off the top, having 8 to 10 ink. I think another kind of important threshold is 9 or 10 because of visions. I think one of the games I was able to I have 9 ink, right? So I can visions, and you just look for B prep, and that's like one of the magic numbers. So I think it's just a matter of playing to your outs, and that you just hope for the best.
Yeah, and I think you did that really well, considering 2 of the B preps were on your discard and 1 of the Sisu went under your deck. I think calculating when to get that, and obviously it's not always guaranteed. I think you did that pretty well, and like what you said, that Hiram turn where you didn't draw is going to be questionable for a lot of players, and that's what makes you. That's what makes you one of the top players, because you were able to see that if I play Hiram right now, I won't be able to play another card, most likely, depending on what you draw, of course, and also him have multiple Prince John set up on the board. You're also giving him a chance to even get more card advantage and find more tools to deal with your board there. I think that was a really great decision. Breezy?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just one of those things where the patience paid off, right? You want to be able to get to the late game and survive, and that's where the red blue deck shine. I do have a question regarding the deck itself. It doesn't have that traditional. We don't see the coin anymore. We don't see the quill. How are we like? What made it? What decisions we made to make the deck the way it played?
Yeah. So I think one thing that I kind of wanted to test was Donald Duck. I know a lot of the traditional builds play like How Far I'll Go, but I kind of wanted to use those uninkable slots for other cards. And I realized that when you play like Sail the Azurite Sea, you actually can't go too high on uninkables because you'll get stuck with them, right? Because you need to ink 2 times. So in any deck that I play Sail, I really want to keep it to a minimum. And I wanted to go 12. Like I know some people want to go 16, but I felt like that was just like a little bit too much. So I was kind of just looking through the cards, like what are kind of some alternatives to How Far I'll Go, and I thought Donald Duck was like, I mean, it's not like a 1-for-1 replacement, but the fact that it was inkable and kind of got you to those important thresholds were kind of important to me, like being able to ramp into like a 4 cost, and then if you play Donald, then the next turn you'll have like 7 ink available, and if like your opponent just goes a little bit too wide, you can be prep, and then the turn after that you can set up like a big Sisu. Another kind of interesting combination that I thought was good with this Donald Duck is if you go turn 5, or whenever you have the 5 ink to Donald and you get to 7, if you already have a Vitalisphere out, you're gonna be able to like play a shark, immediately trigger the Vitalisphere and challenge and retrieve like a Sail or a Visions or something that you played earlier.
Yeah.
So I think to me it makes sense that you're trying to set up these kind of like power plays and try to just keep uninkables to a minimum. And I still kind of wanted to play like the Sisu Ice Block, Sisu B Prep cards. I think those are probably still like the best uninkables you could be playing in the deck. Without Ice Block, it makes the deck a little bit more awkward. Like I did have some iterations where I didn't play Ice Block and just rely on like Fishbone for the items. But I think a lot of people like that are playing Red Blue came to the same conclusion that Fishbone kind of just depleted your hand a little bit too quickly. And most people ended up just saying like, okay, I'll just play the Tipo Sail kind of thing into like a Grandma or Hiram, and just kind of playing like not as accelerated um, kind of inking, but a little bit slower, but you still have like a little bit of that pickup, right? But without just completely dumping your hand.
Yeah.
I think one downside though of playing this style is that you're much weaker to like the whole new world style decks. I know a lot of like Amber Steel has been picking up recently. So like if you don't have Fishbone and they dump your hand, you actually can't accelerate quick enough to the B prep or the Sisu turns. And that's kind of the downside of playing this style, but you definitely get to keep more cards in your hand, which I think a lot of red blue players enjoy.
Yeah, I like the choices though that you made for this deck. To me, it looks less greedy without the quill. Having these bodies that ramp, it allows you to keep up with the current meta as well, right? Because the meta right now is going fast with with green purple and then purple steel as well, and even amber steel, which is a matchup that usually red blue is very dominant in. Some of them, just like Brandon DeCandio, is now playing in Amber Steel that is not Steel Song. It's just an Amber Steel that is really fast. And I think this version that you have here, having a turn 4 Grammatala and having a turn 5 Donald Duck, allows you to be able to contest the board and not always rely on finding your B preps and also emptying your hand with the quills. Is there anything else you want to ask Y Breezy before we hop on to Alphos next?
No, I just want to say congratulations to W, and yeah, it was a fantastic watch, and fantastic watch on our end, and thank you for doing this. Honestly, it's just been an absolute blast to see you just play and just watch you just do your thing. I mean, watching champions is just such a elite thing, and it was very fascinating. So I really appreciate you showing up and getting the dub for the NA.
Yeah, congratulations and good luck as well with your continentals and worlds, of course. I'm looking forward to see how you perform in those tournaments, Ed.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Now let's get into Alphos. Alphos, how did you feel going into this matchup? I know that this can be a tough matchup for your deck. You have to resort into a lot of like the discard plays because there's really not much that you can do in terms of like going fast or taking out these big bodies that Ed has. What was your game plan going into this matchup?
I mean, I think this matchup's better for me than most other matchups in the format. Yellow-green overall, especially in set 6, is super underpowered. If it wasn't for the deck building restrictions we had, I definitely wouldn't have been playing it. But, since the other guys wanted to play some other ink colors, and since I had some experience on yellow-green from my top 32 in Birmingham, I figured, hey, why not? Specifically for this game, it actually ended up being a lot closer than I thought. We had a lot of like tight thresholds. So obviously towards the end of the game, it looks like a slam either way, right? But in the like early to mid game is where you sort of see the power balance teetering onto who's going to get the tempo. Yeah, I mean, I think the deck was. I think maybe if I knew I was going to be going to red blue specifically, you'd want to play more Heffalumps and Woozles and less of the Paint the Roses red. Because the Muse's synergy, while it's nice for bouncing your own stuff and aerials into matchups where your opponent can't build that threatening of a board, I really didn't want to expose myself to being challenged into most of the time until I could reset the board with the Under the Sea Kita combo.
Yeah, it looks like the Painting the Roses red was not very cash money for you. There's not really a lot of great targets and moments with that you can find compared to if you were playing against a green purple deck. There's a lot of things that you can target with it, and then Under the Sea combo with Kita. It looked really tough from our perspective. Your spot, and you did amazing making the game feel close, and it's like what you said on game 3, obviously towards the end. It's quite a struggle, but to be fair, most decks out there struggle. So once the timer is done against blue red, because blue red is just a very dominant control deck. But yeah, I think the decisions that you made made the game much closer than what it should have been.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think there's a lot of turns that might look a bit weird to someone who doesn't know the yellow-green deck, because you're not really winning based off of like turn-to-turn tempo. You want to win in these big swings. So there's a lot of times where I'm skipping, say, drawing a card, or I'm skipping playing something entirely to try and look for a big swingy turn later on. I think one of the coolest moments was it game 2? Game 2 or game 1, where I had 2 Prince Johns on the board, and I had a Prince John that I quested with instead of singing Sudden Chill. Sorry, I had one Prince John in hand, right? One on the board. Yep. And Ed had about three or four cards in hand. Three would have had 3 cards in hand. So the thought process is, if I sing Sudden Chill now, I draw 1 card off it, and then he's going to ink play, get rid of his hand. But if I don't discard this turn, he's going to ink play, go down to 1 card next turn, and then I can play the second Prince John, then sing the Sudden Chill in order to get the full value off of discarding that 1 card to draw more cards. Unfortunately, he found the Be Prepared, so I wasn't able to show off the play. But there's a few key moments like that where you really want to play to swing the resources. Because as you could see in the third game, like once it gets to the point where I'm out of ways to draw cards, and if I let Ed draw a bunch of cards, then it's really unwinnable in that late stage of the game.
Yeah. Honestly, you did amazing facing 3 B preps at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like that is not something that you can easily survive or win the game, but you still managed to close it on game 2. So props to you for that. Y Breezy, do you have any other questions for Alphos?
Oh, I think you wrapped up everything well. I mean, that game 1, kind of that Sisu play kind of changed the victor there. If you don't see a Sisu, that could have been a wrap up there. So it's just those small moments that really differentiated the winner in this matchup, I believe.
Yeah. Both of you guys are amazing, and sometimes it really comes down to luck of the draw. If Ed did not draw the Sisu at that moment, anything can happen from there on. You had a
Yeah.
really big board, right? It would have been tough, and Ed had an empty hand. But also getting to that situation where Ed made sure that he adds so much pressure before all of those discard happens, before he goes into top deck mode, was also amazing to watch. And lastly, on game 3, it's just a little unfortunate, like the last draws that you've had. Once your board was wiped, Alphos, you keep drawing these sudden chills when he has a healthy hand, and 2 under the sea is just unfortunate. But before we go, I wanted you guys to promote yourselves on the stream. We can start with you, Ed. Is there any links where we can find you online, so people can give some love and support to your socials and whatever you do?
Yeah. So for me, I'm on Twitter and YouTube. Sometimes I post there when I think there's something kind of interesting, interviews. And I'm at Ed Lorcana. And also I want to give a shout out to SLTC and Team Tianhu. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. I'm gonna make sure that all these links as well, chat, if you guys are listening, this will be on the description below. This is gonna be posted on YouTube, so make sure to click on the description and check out these links. Show some love and support for these Ultra Megatonic players, and follow their journey as well as they keep playing Disney Lorcana on a very high level. Now let's go into Alphos. Alphos, is there anything that you want to promote on the stream? Tell them where we can find you.
Yeah, you know what? I'll join Ed in shouting out SLTC2. Lovely group of people, great Discord. And but for myself, running a new podcast with Harlan Sweet, another European representative in the Battle of the Subs. So we'll probably be doing some VOD reviews over on Alphos and Sweet within a few days. And also, you know, I cast, I stream, I play. Just keep an eye out for me. If you ever want coaching, hit me up.
Awesome. I'll make sure that the links are down there. I saw that post as well on Twitter when you announced this podcast with Harlan, and I'm pretty sure everyone is super excited in the Blue Steel community, and just the community in general, because both of you guys are amazing players. Thank you guys so much for playing and putting some time into this match, and we appreciate you, and GG's. Hope to see you guys again next time.
All right, thank you very
See
much
you.
for having us.
Bye.
All right,
Bye.
I'll see you guys later. Why Breezy? All right, what
Man,
a set of
man, oh
beats.
man! Wow, what a match! What a match! It was moment after moment where just big explosive plays that really makes this game feel like it's just magical. It's truly a experience that I recommend to everybody. Like feeling that moment of just like seeing your answer on top of your deck, flipping it, finding it. There's not a lot of feelings like that. You just feel that
It was like a
rush of-
movie.
it just yeah, it was genuine like a movie, and be able to capture that is just such a beautiful moment. And wow.
I totally agree with that.
Unbelievable
We're about to close here pretty soon. Why Breezy? Is there anywhere or any way we can find you online? Would you like to share links and the stuff that you do with the community?
Yeah, I mean, so you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at ybreezy. I am on Twitter yelling loud, usually about people's wrong opinions about The Emperor's New Groove being one of the best movies of all time, and they saying not. And other than that, on Twitch at twitch.tv/ybreezy, every Tuesday, Thursday, post the holidays, we will be back on Lorcana After Dark with Impact TCG, where we just yap. You've been our guest. You know how the energies are over there.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we'll be doing that, bringing the community a place to just have fun. I mean, I know this is a competition. I know this is a career a lot of people want to make, but at the same time, I want to highlight these people just as just humans and enjoy the community that we've built. And it's just a blast. If you do want to check it out, it's available every Tuesday, Thursday. So Yeah, it was. This was a blast, though, huh?
Yeah.
This was such a blast. I know there's only finals left, and it's such a sad thing that we're wrapping it up
Yeah.
as the LCCC season ends. And I hope we get another one next year, right?
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice.
It's possible. It's possible. Yeah. And again, chat. Link down below for Y Breezy stuff. Don't forget. And for me over here, you guys know where to find me. I'm on Twitch 5 days a week. I stream over there. I post a lot of videos in YouTube. I also coach. If you need any help with building your deck, that's one of my specialties. I cover pretty much any color combination out there. And if you just want someone to guide you with your competitive journey, make sure to check out my medify.gg/@Earlmeister. Other than that, links below just to find everyone's link there. Show some love and support. I also want to do a big shout out for the judges and everyone that's involved here, especially Pavel for setting this up. He's a legend. He's such a nice guy as well in real life. I've met him and hang out with him a bunch of times before. And I'm really grateful that he's a big part of this community, because without him, none of these will happen, and without him, I won't have a platform to stream some webcam games as smooth as it does every day in Pixelborn Connect. So thank you very much, Pavel, for everything that you do with the community, and thank you, judges and casters as well, and players. Any last words before we close this, bro?
No, I think I've said my piece about the Emperor's New Groove. If you ranked it anywhere below B, I got beef with you. Other than that, this again has been such a blast, such an honor to do so. And again, Earl, thank you so much for having me on your channel, have the co-host honor with you. It's been a blast, and just your energy just exudes positivity, and it's just a blast to be here. So I love what you do. Love again, shout out to Pavel being the biggest MVP, carrying this community on his back. I don't know how his back is doing. He might be needing chiropractor. I'm not too sure, but it's been a blast, and like I said, I cannot wait to see potentially more.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for co-hosting this with me, Y Breezy. Other than that, thank you guys for watching the show tonight. I hope that you guys enjoyed these set of matches, and I'll see you guys on the next video or the next stream or the next match, wherever it is, or the next event. Stay ultra megatonic, everyone, and have a great weekend. Peace.